How did I write a movie? Alright, I've never written a movie before, or have I? I'm inexperienced with screenplays, I know. I understand that's a weird way to establish my credibility as I'm telling you about script writing, but wait till you hear about what it took to write the movie. Hi, I'm Muhammad Wisal, founder of Lowerated. We're building an all-in-one AI platform for filmmaking. Don't be scared with the AI word. We're not replacing you. Creativity should be our job, not AI's. Boring stuff, however, can be assigned to AI. Now, to start with the first thing required to make a film, it's the script. No script, no game, no movie. But you have to have a story in you. The first thing you gotta have is taste. If you haven't seen enough, experienced enough, or understood the subtleties of life enough, you won't have a developed taste enough to write a movie. No matter what you write, it would sound shallow and lifeless. Now, let's say you are artistic. What would you write? If you wanted to write a story about something, what would it be about? Well, in this video, I'll be sharing my experience of how I thought of writing a movie, why the need, what's the movie about, without giving you any spoilers. You can learn a thing or two from it. Starting with, what is a script or screenplay? It's essentially a written form of what should be played on the screen. It has a specific format, font, alignment, lines per page, etc. They are standard for a screenplay. Writing a book, however, is independent of most of the rules that are applied to screenplay. One good rule of screenplay is show, never tell. Now, why am I writing a script for a movie? I'm an AI engineer. Why should I be writing a movie? But I love creativity and I love filmmaking. I definitely don't want AI to replace creativity. Then what do I want? It's to lessen the barrier to entry when it comes to filmmaking. Since I want to build a platform that will automate the boring stuff and leave the filmmaker to work with the creative part of making a film, it is necessary that I understand the actual struggles. The first tool is called the scriptwriter, the Lowerated scriptwriter. I read a lot of screenplays, heard a lot of writers, learned a lot about the rules of screenplay, 3-act structure, format, characterization, exhibition, climax, symbolism, conflict, subplot, frame narrative, catharsis, pacing, mise-en-scène, juxtaposition, theme, midpoint, epilogue, denouement, trope, whatever. I've learned them all. I know that the great idealists and writers like Nietzsche, Dostoevsky, Charles Bukowski, Machiavelli, Marcus Aurelius, Hemingway, etc. I know how to write good stuff now. Okay. Now it's not like I haven't written anything before. I have written 100 songs before and a bunch of small stories, but now I feel like I've understood enough and seen enough to write a film. So, how did I write it? In order to write about life, first you must live it. Hemingway said that. Any human with a soul can identify an AI-generated script. AI shouldn't be writing it for you. But Vishal, you're making a scriptwriter to replace writers. Didn't you hear me, Jonathan? I said creativity would not be replaced. The product will help you in making it easier to put your thoughts into words, but the thoughts and creativity is yours. Now, what I had to do was to brainstorm the idea. What will it be about? Who's the main character? Not you, Jennifer. The goal of the main character, the purpose of the movie, the theme, genre, characters' friends and their families, and their families, and then the personalities, age, occupation, all of that. And then the locations in the movie, would there be a hospital or not? What will the place look like? Essentially, I created a few fictional cities and fictional people. Now, once I had the people and the location and the theme, I could finally think of what happens in the movie. It's not a hard and fast rule, by the way. You can think of the idea and first and then write and choose the location, etc. afterwards. Alright, coming to the story. Okay, the story is pretty straightforward. We have a protagonist. His name is Asfahan. He is an artist, but he's working as a librarian. He wants to have a legacy and he wants to do something that he believes can be of a great significance to the world. That's it. And he does that, and once the brainstorming of that was done, I started to work on the flow of the story. So how will this story be? We can call it the structure. The story is divided into 4 sections, or you can call it 4 chapters. Starting with chapter 1, desire. I wanted the story to be told from somebody else's perspective, so I chose his friend Kashif. The first chapter is Kashif telling story to his daughter and wife while they're traveling to the village where Kashif and Asfahan used to live. In this chapter, Asfahan is introduced, his family, conflicts with his family, his connection with his newfound mentor, and his desire to create something. That's the name desire for chapter 1. Chapter 2. This chapter is about Asfahan creating what he believes will be of a great contribution from his side to the society. There's a few conflicts there. There's some betrayal action going on. He finalizes the designs for the thing that he's building, and then he starts working on it with his friends. That's the name create for chapter 2. Chapter 3, understand. This chapter is more emotional. It has the climax of the movie. Asfahan is faced with a difficulty. The build-up has to be there. He must suffer. Okay, that was harsh on him. But this chapter decides whether he succeeds at reaching his goal or not. His character development makes him understand how life works, hence the name Understand. Chapter 4 is called Legacy. What happens after the climax is what's shown in this chapter. The catharsis happens here. I won't say much about it, but Kashif ends the story in this chapter. Now, as this movie sounds like every other movie where somebody wants to do something and they do it or they don't do it and they face challenge, I understand the concern because that was my concern as well. But it's actually never been told before, and not from my perspective, not from my vision. That's what makes it unique, that's what makes it mine. Now, these were the chapters. The concepts that are shown in the movie are 17. There are 17 different things that happens to an artistic mind. Those 17 feelings or concepts are guilt, love, hatred, passion, greed, despair, euphoria, regret, obsession, hope, jealousy, fear, doubt, longing, defiance, exhaustion, and melancholy. Now, that's a bit about the story and the concept. For the story structure and flow, by the way, I used Miro. I used Story Architect to write the script. Other than that, I relied heavily on my memory for the most part. But that is going to change. Yeah, you no longer need that heavy reliance on your memory. Lowerated scriptwriter will handle that. Stay tuned till that is released. You can join the waitlist to get early access. Link to join would be in the description. Okay, final question. What's the purpose of any of this? The answer to that is, let me do it, man. Okay, actually, Asfahan's desires are a version of me. I want to create and build things of great significance, not only for this generation, but for the generations to come. I'm not going to be nonchalant about the things that I make. I'm truly proud of everything I've written, be it code, songs, or stories. Some might say, don't share before you've done it. Before you've achieved everything, don't share it. But actually, I don't care. I have enough confidence in me that whenever I say something, I stick by it and do the thing that I talk about. And this also happens, this also helps in understanding the requirements for the scriptwriter we're building at Lowerated. Helps me understand what are the needs of a filmmaker and a writer. But enough about me. If you're interested in filmmaking, follow, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do to stay up to date with the things we create at Lowerated, where art is appreciated. Thank you. Goodbye.